This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Tuesday, the 16th day of January in the year 2024. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here's what we're tracking tonight. The APNU-AFC opposition has described Budget 2024 as one that is geared towards ensuring the rich becomes richer, while other citizens continue to face the full effects of the rise in the cost of living. Minister responsible for finance, Dr. Ashley Singh, unveiled a $1.146 trillion budget in the National Assembly yesterday, with billions of dollars earmarked for several government projects and initiatives. In offering a reaction to the budget and its measures, the opposition leader Aubrey Norton said the budget should have contained much more resources that could benefit the ordinary citizen.
You are not seeing that resources are going to the people of Guyana. In this budget, a cursory look will show that under 10% is being spent on the people, and the people benefiting. Therefore, to talk anything about building prosperity for all is out. This budget is putting well in the hands of the PPP elite, family, friends, and favorites.
The budget caters for a number of social programs and initiatives, including an increase of $3,000 in the old age pension and the public assistance, and a $5,000 increase in the annual school grant for children. The education sector will see over $20 billion in allocations, but the opposition leader fumed that not enough being done to assist students and ensuring they get a quality education.
They are talking about building schools, so many primary schools, so many secondary schools, but you are not paying the teachers to teach in that school. And so you're not going to improve the quality of education. What is going to happen is billions will be had by certain PPP contractors. They will get rich and our people will continue to suffer.
Mr. Norton also said an increase in wages and salaries should have been announced during the budget presentation, rather than to have public servants wait again until the end of the year to learn of their 2024 salary increases.
So this budget will not put resources in the hands of the people. Nothing in it will help to eradicate poverty. What they have done is to give a little freck here and a freck there, calling it grants, rather than effective programs that will improve the lives of the people.
The opposition leader said the income tax threshold should have been increased by much more, so it would have assisted more workers. The national budget debates begin next Monday at the Arthur Chang Conference Center, where the National Assembly is currently sitting. More news coming up in just a moment.
My lord, I just love to shop in this store. My customers, them gonna love all these things. So many different things in one place. Household items, electronics, toys, stationery, confectionery, exercise equipment, shoes and clothes for men, women and children, school things, costume, jewelry, perfume, makeup. Oh, look, the makeup.
Giftland Office Max, Guyana's favorite department store.
It's your time to win big. The Massey Store's Christmas jackpot promotion is back and bigger than before. Spend $5,000 at any Massey Stores to be the lucky winner of a brand new MGZS and fantastic weekly store prizes from now until January 31st, 2024. What are you waiting for? Head to your nearest Massey Stores to shop now. See our Facebook and Instagram pages for more details. Massey Stores, our family serving your family.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach. But we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Bust the flavors. We're full of flavors. Bust the flavors that me crave for. We're full of flavors. Tell your neighbors about the bust the flavors. Grab a bust the flavors. Yeah, thirst buster. Grab a buster. Bust the flavor, taste the savor. Bust the flavors. Bust the flavors.
With hundreds of nurses migrating annually, leaving the health sector crippled, the government intends to spend over $1.4 billion to construct new facilities for the training of new healthcare professionals. According to the finance minister, new training facilities will be built in the Berbice area. And the government intends to spend more than $129 billion to advance the transformation of the country's health sector, the minister said. Among the planned transformative projects for the health sector is a pediatric and maternal hospital at Ogle on the east coast of Demerara. Construction work on that new hospital started last year, and to advance the project, the government has set aside $10.3 billion for the new hospital. Additionally, $6.2 billion has been budgeted for the construction of a world-class hospital at New Amsterdam, while $15.5 billion has been set aside to advance the construction of 6 regional hospitals at Bath Settlement, The Kindred, Diamond, Enmore, Lima, and Number 75 Village, all of which started in 2023, the finance minister said. A number of health centers, health posts, and other health facilities are in line to be retrofitted this year, using up some $5 billion, while medical and non-medical equipment will be procured at a cost of $2.9 billion. The finance minister said the government will be working to build the capacity of its human resources within the health sector. In the area of chronic diseases, the finance minister said the government is placing significant emphasis on prevention rather than treatment, and as such it intends to ramp up screening for non-communicable diseases to over 70,000 persons this year. The cervical cancer screening program will also be expanded to include HPV testing for all women between the ages of 35 and 45. This year, the government intends to spend $3.8 billion to detect and fight against cervical cancer. Attention is also being placed on communicable diseases, mental health, and maternal and child health. Although the central bank recorded a deficit of $202.9 billion at the end of the 2023, tax revenue collections soared to $366.6 billion last year. During the presentation of the national budget, Finance Minister Dr. Ashley Singh said the collections were aided by the strong economic growth taking place in the country. Additionally, the finance minister announced that the country's internal revenue collections last year amounted to $227.9 billion, or 29.4% more than the 2022 collections. Further, it was announced that the withholding tax increased by $20.6 billion due to intensified operations within the oil and gas sector, while collections from private sector corporations grew by $12.9 billion, reflecting improved performances of companies across sectors, particularly in the construction and manufacturing fields. Further, the personal income tax category grew by $12.8 billion. This, the finance minister said, is primarily due to increases in the number of persons employed, as well as higher levels of emoluments in both the private and public sectors. Customs and trade tax collections also saw an increase. This category of tax collection totaled $35 billion, representing an improved performance of 12.6% when compared to 2022. And it was primarily attributed to an increase in import duties of $3.3 billion. And the value-added tax and excise tax collections amounted to $103.8 billion. That's $18.6 billion more than 2022 collections. The finance minister said the increased VAT collections were mainly attributed to higher VAT collections of $15.2 billion, reflecting a $5.4 billion increase on imports of goods and services, and a $9.8 billion increase in collections from domestically supplied goods. Excise tax collections amounted to $31.7 billion, an 11.8% increase over 2022. Notably, non-tax revenue collections totaled $15.5 billion, which was an increase of $5.7 billion, and that was due largely to higher collections from rent and royalties. Noting that the country's rapid transformation has placed great pressure on the labor market to provide the requisite work-ready skills and competencies necessary to match the growing demand, the administration has announced plans to develop a labor market information system for persons to seek employment that matches their qualifications and skills. Minister of Finance Dr. Ashley Singh said the system is intended to fix the mismatch between available jobs and persons seeking employment. To address some of the challenges faced in the labor market, the minister said the government has collaborated with the private sector on several initiatives. Some of those initiatives include the expansion of opportunities for the working population to be trained in employment-ready jobs. This, he said, is evident in the investments in technical and vocational education. Additionally, the government said it will support the importation of skilled workers to fill gaps within critical sectors, such as in the construction and health sectors. The government said there will be targeted initiatives aimed at creating jobs across the entire country, with a view to ensuring geographic dispersion of opportunities for job seekers.
Twice the fun, twice the thrill. On your next trip with Copa Airlines, stop over in Panama and enjoy 2 vacations in one at no additional airfare. Because to live life at its fullest, first you have to stop. So next time you fly Copa Airlines, stop over in Panama at no additional airfare.
Stock the finest in the country, both ceramic and porcelain, tiles and chandeliers you'll see while you shop around stress-free. Train stop at warming halls, make your shopping smooth and calm, providing you with quality to match your style that's so unique. Mima Decor.
Look at the breathtaking beauty of the Essequibo, from its pristine rivers to its abundant resources. It's a treasure that belongs to Guyana, and we ask Venezuela to respect the rule of international law.
Our commitment to this land is not just about ownership. It's about preserving its beauty and resources for our people and future generations.
The controversy between Guyana and Venezuela was settled internationally as full, perfect and final in 1899. Essequibo belongs to Guyana.
The preliminary report on the investigations into the crash of the GDF Bell 412 helicopter that claimed the lives of 5 servicemen is expected to be completed soon and handed over to the Minister of Public Works, officials at the Guyana Civil Aviation Authority have indicated. The Guyana Civil Aviation Authorities leading the investigations into the December 6 helicopter crash in the Region 7 area between the villages of Arau and Etteringbang. Over the past 3 weeks, the two survivors of the crash were interviewed by the investigation team. Other officials from the Guyana Defense Force, including senior officials from the Air Corps, were also interviewed as part of the probe. The Civil Aviation Authority is tight-lipped on the investigations, but officials at the authority have stated that the probe has been going well. As part of the investigations, the cockpit voice data recorder has been sent to the United States National Transportation Safety Board for analyzing. The fact that there are survivors of the accident has assisted the investigators with filling in a number of the gaps and questions that make up the probe. The GDF is conducting its own investigations into the crash. The Defense Force had announced the setting up of a board of inquiry to probe the accident. However, there were no further details released on that board of inquiry or its probe. The Guyana Defense Force has not released any information on the statements provided by the two survivors. There was heavy rainfall and low heavy clouds at the time of the crash on the 6th of December. The helicopter was being piloted by veteran pilot Lieutenant Colonel Michael Charles at the time. He was among the 5 servicemen who lost their lives when the helicopter crashed through giant trees and slammed into the ground, bursting into flames. The investigators are looking at possible pilot error as part of their probe. The Guyana Police Force's fleet of vehicles is set to be enhanced as the government has proposed $1 billion in budgetary allocations for a new land and water fleet for the force. This is according to the Finance Minister, Dr. Ashley Singh. He said the new vehicles will be used to enhance the force's crime-fighting capabilities. Last year, the government expended $900 million to advance the procurement of additional motorcycles, pickups, boats, motorcars, and trucks for the Guyana Police Force. Through the presentation of the national budget yesterday, the Minister of Finance announced a further $1 billion that will be provided to further expand the force's land and water fleet. Further, the Finance Minister said heavy investments will also go towards strengthening partnerships with communities and the police force. As a result, a sum of $134.7 million was expended last year towards the formation of 49 new community policing groups, while an additional sum of $152.1 million is budgeted this year towards the further expansion and visibility of the policing groups countrywide. In addition, a sum of $2.5 billion was expended last year to develop the force's ability to perform advanced investigation and surveillance activities through the use of integrating ICT by means of the Safe Country Initiative, with priority areas being completed in Region 3, 4, and 6. This year, the program will see a further $2 billion to further advance and expand the use of the integrated system designed to enhance surveillance and deter potential criminal activities. This year, the government says it plans to further improve the investigative and forensic capabilities of ranks by conducting training both locally and regionally with a budgeted sum of $250 million. In total, a sum of $30.3 billion has been allocated in the budget to the Guyana Police Force. On the police blotter right now, acting on information received, the Guyana Police Force launched an operation in the Yarrow Cabra community along the Suzdike-Linden Highway on Monday morning. During the operation that went on for more than 6 hours, the lawmen found a large marijuana farm and 6 marijuana drying camps. Those arrested and facing charges are 25-year-old Fayon Graves, 35-year-old Kishore Ram, 29-year-old Monish Ram, and 21-year-old Miguel Gomes. On the marijuana farm, investigators said they discovered hundreds of marijuana plants and seedlings. A total of 8 marijuana fields were found. The police said one of the men was found at a camp, and he took officers to the field where the marijuana was being cultivated on a large scale. The police also said more than 6,000 marijuana plants were destroyed during the operation. Another 1,700 grams of marijuana was also discovered and destroyed.
imported frozen meat and food products, fresh produce and pet supplies, freshly made bread. Rotisserie chicken and patties are also available daily. Shop in comfort today at Foodmax and let our courteous staff assist you in satisfying your shopping needs. Foodmax, the fresh food specialist.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true, or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Look who's in the mix now. The new Buster Soda Water. 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 artificial flavors. 100% refreshing. Taste Buster Soda Water today. Buster Soda Water. Now available for only $120.
With your regional and international news tonight, I'm Svetlana Marshall. In the region, Venezuela's economy grew more than 5% in 2023, and growth will reach 8% this year, President Nicolas Maduro said on Monday during his annual address to the government-allied legislature. In a report, Reuters said Venezuela's economy has suffered a prolonged meltdown marked by triple-digit inflation and a mass exodus of millions of migrants seeking better prospects elsewhere, though its inflation rate is no longer Latin America's steepest since Argentina sped past 200%. Inflation reached just under 190% last year, according to the central bank, marking an easing from 234% the year before. In a bid to improve digitalization in Trinidad and Tobago, the Development Bank of Latin America and the Caribbean has approved €3 million for a digital transformation program that includes the development of electronic identity and a government data center. In a press statement, CAF said the bank, along with the European Union, will work together to support the initial phases, which will modernize communications, digital infrastructure, and related services to promote greater resilience, scalability, interoperability, energy efficiency, and security. It said the collaboration between CAF and the European Union stands out as the first operation directly approved to CAF by the European Commission Investment Facility for Latin America and the Caribbean, becoming the inaugural project of the Global Gateway in which CAF will participate in Trinidad and Tobago. And finally tonight, international news. Donald Trump is in court in New York City for his second defamation case between him and writer E. Jean Carroll, according to the BBC. Carroll, who accused Trump of rape, is suing him for damages for comments he made in 2019 about her and the allegations. Trump denies any wrongdoing. Later, he will head to New Hampshire, where the race to pick the Republican nominee for president is now gearing up, ahead of the state's primary next Tuesday. Trump cemented his status as the clear front-runner after a resounding win in Iowa, with Ron DeSantis a distant second place and Nikki Haley in third. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Svetlana Marshall reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.